Hi, and welcome to Duck TV Sports. I'm Claire Polkonik.
And I'm Stacy Cumming. From scooters to softball and everything in between, we've got you covered on all things Oregon sports. Oregon Ducks football returns to Autzen this Saturday. They welcome back former head coach Chip Kelly, this time on the visitors' side of the field as they host the UCLA Bruins. The Desert was not welcoming to the Ducks this past Saturday as they fell to the Arizona Wildcats 44-15, the second brutal loss on the road. The Ducks struggled on both sides of the ball. Offensively, running back C.J. Verdell and Travis Dye were not able to find holes, and their go-to receiver Dylan Mitchell was not able to get the separation he needed to make key plays. Quarterback Justin Herbert completed only 50% of his passes, and the offense went 3 for 16 on third down conversions. Oregon's defense played tough, but struggled tackling Arizona's running game, and the secondary was unable to guard against several big pass plays. One bright spot for Herbert is he has extended his touchdown streak to 23 consecutive games. If the Ducks are going to turn around the end of their season, their offensive line needs to step up and create opportunities not only for the backs, but also for Herbert.
Oregon women's volleyball will host the Los Angeles Schools at home this weekend, facing off against USC and 20th ranked UCLA. The Ducks avenged their September losses to the Arizona Schools last weekend. The 16th ranked Ducks beat the Arizona State Sun Devils in 3 sets on Friday night in Tempe. Junior Ronica Stone helped lead the Ducks to victory with 15 kills and 2 blocks. On Sunday morning, Oregon traveled to Tucson to face off against the Arizona Wildcats. The Ducks won the match 3-1 against the 23rd ranked Cats. Freshman and Arizona native Brooke Neveiler had a season high of 4 points and 4 aces against the Wildcats, along with an impressive 27 digs. With back-to-back wins, the Ducks improved to 15-7 overall and 8-4 in the Pac-12. Being professionally sponsored and only 19 is something most kids only dream of. Reporter Owen Skornickays has more.
Kobe QB Brucken is unlike the average 19-year-old. Instead of spending his time poring over texts and going to class, you can find the teen scooting his way up and down the ramps of Washington Jefferson Skate Park, located under the Delta Highway in Eugene, Oregon. Inspired by online videos featuring highlights of the world's gnarliest scooter athletes, Kobe bought his first scooter back in 2012 for just $6 at his local Goodwill. His love for the action sport spurns from the sense of individuality he receives from riding.
This is like the self-expression I love. Nobody tells me what to do, nobody tells me what to film or what to go out and post on Instagram, or it's just like creative self-expression, and it's great. I love it.
Brucken's unique, expressive style has landed him on YouTube for his participation in both the Chicago Street Jam and the Portland Street Jam. By competing at these events, he hopes to one day go pro, a journey which he has already started thanks to North Scooters setting him up with a sponsorship. As far as the future, Kobe sees himself fitting in just fine alongside his scooter riding friends, despite the youthfulness associated with the sport.
It's not a lot of people consider it to be like an action sport. It's kind of like more generalized as like a things kids do, but I don't know, I just fell in love with it when I was a kid, and I think that I can prove to people that it's more gnarly than just like a kid's toy.
His impressive array of skills certainly prove the maturity with which he rides. From Washington Jefferson Skate Park, reporting for Duck TV Sports, I'm Owen Skornickays.
Thanks, Owen. If you want to see more of Kobe's sweet moves, check out his Instagram page at Kobe with 3 O's.
The Oregon soccer team prepares for their Civil War game this Friday against Oregon State to close out their season. The Ducks' hopes of a winning season were dashed this past week after losing to the Arizona State Sun Devils this past Thursday. Oregon led ASU throughout the game after a rebound score by Emma Eddy in the first half. However, the Sun Devils tied the score in the 69th minute, pushing the game into overtime. They sealed the win with a second score, leaving only 20 seconds in OT. Things seemed brighter for the Ducks on Sunday, winning against the Arizona Wildcats. With several missed attempts by both teams, it was scoreless throughout regulation time. Then, in extra time, Oregon forward Bailey Bruner scored to win the game for the Ducks.
Oregon men's tennis kicked off their season earlier this month by sweeping the competition at the ITA Northwest Regionals. Sophomore Emmanuel Coste got the first ITA Regional Singles Championship win for the Ducks since 2004. Freshman Joshua Charlton and senior Thomas Laurent won the doubles tournament together in straight sets for back-to-back doubles titles in the tournament. Women's tennis also took part in the ITA Northwest Regional Championships at Stanford. Shweta Sangwan and Julia Achette came out with an impressive doubles run, but it came to an end in the semifinals as they lost to the California Bears. The men's team will host the Duck Invitational this weekend with Pac-12 schools participating in the Eugene tournament. Meanwhile, the women will travel to Lexington for the upcoming Kentucky Invitational this weekend.
And now we toss it to Sydney Walker for a look into University of Oregon student athlete Daria and her story for walking onto the softball team.
Daria Kabali-Najad, a senior softball player at the University of Oregon, has pushed through adversity to end up where she is today and make a name for herself. Daria Kabali-Najad had a unique way of ending up here at the University of Oregon. Daria's mom, an immigrant from Iran, inspired her to get involved in sports because she did not have the opportunity.
She signed us up for every YMCA sport that there was, every school sport that was offered, and she's like, you are playing every sport, because she couldn't. So she pushed us, and softball just stuck. While not being pursued for athletics like others out of high school, she knew it was her goal to play collegiate softball and was determined to find a way. The determination started with telling former head coach Mike White she wanted to be on the team. And he almost laughed of just how shocked he was. He was like, we recruit girls 7 years out, and now you're telling me your senior year that I need to take you. She knew it was her only way to get her foot in the door, even if she did get rejected. Not only did her confidence result in a spot on the team, she was later awarded a partial scholarship. She describes the moment as something she will remember for the rest of her life. Every day when I come here, I know how lucky I am, and it's 1 in a million. And even Coach White would tell me, throughout the years he coached me, he would say, Daria, how did you are 1 in a million. I don't know what was going on that day, but you're just 1 in a million, and I hope you know that. I couldn't even speak. That moment for the rest of my life will be one of the best moments of my life. As a senior, there have been wonderful memories she has had playing at the Jane, and she reflects on how the Eugene community and her teammates have helped shape her as a person, both on and off the field. These girls have the biggest hearts I've ever known. I mean, to this day, I will go up to bat and I hear them cheer louder than I've ever heard for anybody. Looking ahead, Daria will be graduating in 2019 with hopes of attending law school and working for United Nations because, quote, she wants to make the world a better place. Reporting from Jane Sanders Stadium for Duck TV Sports, I'm Sydney Walker.
Thanks, Sydney. We look forward to following the rest of Daria's career, both on the field and off.
That's it for this week's episode of Duck TV Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and give us a like on Facebook.
Back to Melanie and Talker at the news desk.